Turn your weaknesses into strengths. Denzel Washington motivational speech. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond that defines you. Epictetus. Every day we face challenges. Some days we win, some days we lose. But what matters is that we never give up. Life will always test us, with weaknesses, flaws, and doubts. But despite it all, we must rise and keep fighting. What if the weaknesses you think you have are actually the key to transforming you into a stronger version of yourself? I have my own weaknesses, I'm not perfect, but I refuse to settle for where I am. Every day is an opportunity for me to become a better person, to struggle and overcome myself. What about you? Will you accept your weaknesses, or will you fight to turn them into strengths? Let's explore how to turn weaknesses into strengths, today, right here on Stoic in Your Life. 1. Acknowledging weaknesses and imperfections. In life, one of the most powerful things you can do is to acknowledge your weaknesses and imperfections. It's easy to hide behind a mask of pride, pretending that you're invincible or flawless, but true strength begins with the courage to admit your own flaws. Each of us has areas where we fall short, whether it's not being as strong, fast, or flexible as we'd like, or perhaps not being the smartest in the room. For some, it may be emotional reactions that seem to control them, poor habits that seem impossible to break, or a constant battle with procrastination and wasted time. But these weaknesses don't define you. They merely reflect your human experience. Acknowledging your weaknesses doesn't mean surrendering to them. It means you are taking the first step toward changing them. The truth is, we all have weaknesses. No one is immune to the human condition. Yet this doesn't make you any less valuable or capable. In fact, accepting these imperfections is what empowers you to rise above them. Just because you're not perfect doesn't mean you can't work towards becoming a better version of yourself. We all share the same challenge, to improve. Life constantly tests us in ways that expose our flaws. But as the Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Wasting time on regret or self-criticism will only keep you stuck. Instead, recognize that every imperfection is an invitation to improve. When you embrace your struggles, you give yourself the freedom to fight for something better. Now, let's take a moment to reflect. We've all experienced setbacks in life, whether in our careers, our relationships, or even in the way we view ourselves. Perhaps you feel like you've failed too many times or that your weaknesses are too big to overcome. But the real strength lies in getting back up every single time. Denzel Washington said it best: fall forward. Every failure is a step closer to success. In other words, your failures are not your end. They are the very lessons that will guide you toward success. Instead of viewing weaknesses as obstacles, think of them as the very things that will help you develop the resilience needed to face any challenge. As Epictetus wisely taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters. What if you stopped seeing your weaknesses as personal failures and started treating them as the foundation for your greatest strengths? No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. You might not be able to change everything at once, but you can begin by making small shifts every day. The Stoics believed in the power of incremental progress. Small, consistent steps are what ultimately lead to big changes. When you confront your flaws head-on and choose to work on them, you begin to chip away at the walls that hold you back. That fight, that willingness to improve, is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Life is filled with opportunities to learn and grow, but only if you face your weaknesses with the mindset of improvement. Like a muscle, the more you work on your weaknesses, the stronger they will become. This is true not only in physical strength, but in emotional and mental resilience as well. By choosing to confront what we fear and fail at, we take control of our destiny. As we age, our time becomes even more precious, and it's essential to invest that time into self-improvement. Don't waste your days regretting what you're not. Focus on who you can become. The obstacle is the way. Embrace the fight. The road may not be easy, but it is the only path that leads to growth. Ultimately, the key is this. You are not defined by your weaknesses, but by your ability to rise above them. No matter how old you are, no matter how many times you've failed, you still have the power to turn your weaknesses into strengths. Each day is a new opportunity to make progress. So, instead of giving in to self-doubt and frustration, embrace the challenge of self-improvement. Take responsibility for your weaknesses, work on them, and transform them into the fuel that propels you forward. Just like Denzel Washington said, "Don't aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference." By turning your flaws into strengths, you can make a meaningful difference in your own life and the lives of those around you. Now it's time to step up, face your weaknesses, and turn them into the building blocks of your future success. 2. Turning weaknesses into strengths. You've probably heard people say that it's important to embrace your weaknesses, but have you ever thought about how your weaknesses could actually become the source of your greatest strength? There's a powerful paradox at play here. What if your flaws aren't just things that hold you back, but things that can help you move forward if you learn to face them head on? It's easy to believe that weaknesses define us, but in reality, they don't. The truth is, no one is defined by their flaws, unless they choose to be. What matters is what you do with them. Every single one of us has weaknesses, but that doesn't mean we have to be held prisoner by them. The key is understanding that weaknesses can be transformed into strengths, but only if you refuse to stay stuck. If you choose to face them, learn from them, and grow through them, your weaknesses can become the very things that propel you to greatness. Take a moment and reflect. What's one area of your life where you've felt weak, where you've struggled? Now think about how much power you could have if you stopped seeing that weakness as something to avoid or hide, and instead treated it as an opportunity for growth. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters." This is the essence of turning weakness into strength. How you respond to your struggles will determine whether they define you or make you stronger. Every day you're engaged in a battle. You might not wear armor or wield a sword, but the battle for self-improvement is just as real. Whether it's fighting against procrastination, struggling with unhealthy habits, or dealing with moments of self-doubt, you're constantly being tested. Each of us faces daily challenges to overcome personal flaws. Sometimes the battle feels overwhelming. But if you take it one day at a time, with a commitment to be just a little better than you were yesterday, you can turn that fight into your greatest strength. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. The goal isn't to become perfect. It's to strive for improvement, even if it's just a small step forward every single day. You're not competing with anyone else but yourself. In this journey of self-improvement, every small win matters. There's a story about a man in his 50s who, after years of struggling with his health and fitness, decided to take control of his life. He had always thought of himself as someone who couldn't lose weight or get in shape. For years, he had been stuck in a cycle of poor eating and inactivity, feeling weak and powerless. But one day he made a decision. He would no longer let his past failures define him. So he took it step by step. He didn't aim for perfection. He simply aimed to do better each day. One more push-up, one more healthy meal. And slowly, over time, those small improvements began to add up. Today, that man is healthier, stronger, and more confident than ever before, not because he became perfect, but because he made the decision to turn his weaknesses into strengths, one small victory at a time. Now think about your own life. What are the weaknesses or challenges you've been avoiding? Are you ready to face them head-on and transform them? The truth is, no matter how old you are or how many setbacks you've had, it's never too late to start. Whether it's your career, relationships, health, or personal habits, you can always choose to improve. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The fear of our weaknesses is often far greater than the reality of facing them. Once you decide to confront them, you realize they're not as daunting as you thought. In the end, turning your weaknesses into strengths is a choice. It's about the commitment to never stop improving, no matter how small the progress. Each day is a battle, but it's a battle worth fighting. Remember, you don't need to win every fight, but you must get up and keep fighting. Your greatest strength lies not in being flawless, but in your ability to keep fighting through the flaws. You are not your weaknesses. You are the sum of your decisions, your perseverance, and your dedication to becoming a better version of yourself. Keep fighting, one day at a time, and let your weaknesses lead you to your greatest strengths. 3. Personal responsibility and motivation. Life isn't about waiting for someone to do the hard work for you. It's about taking responsibility for your own journey, your growth, your improvements, and your future. If you want to make a real change, it starts with self-motivation. No one else can do this for you. The truth is, you can't expect someone else to carry your load or hand you success on a silver platter. The effort, the dedication, and the drive, that's something only you can provide. It's your fight, and it begins with finding your own why. Why do you get up every morning? Why do you push yourself? Why do you refuse to give up? Your why is your compass, the reason that keeps you moving forward when everything feels impossible. Without it, you're just going through the motions, reacting to life rather than actively shaping it. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." The moment you understand that your own actions drive the course of your life, you'll realize the power you have to change your reality. The truth is, we all face moments where motivation seems fleeting, where we feel drained or defeated, where it feels like we just can't push any harder. But in these moments, it's even more important to remember that every day, every challenge, and every opportunity is a chance to prove yourself. You don't need a perfect start or a grand plan to begin. You just need the will to take action. Every day is another shot at progress. It's a chance to get better than you were yesterday. That's what life is really about. Continuous growth, small wins stacked on top of each other. Whether it's a small improvement in your mindset, a step forward in your health, or an extra hour of work put into your goals, these small actions are what compound into real, lasting change. But here's the thing. Opportunities are fleeting. We all know that time is limited, but sometimes we forget just how quickly things pass us by. Opportunities don't wait around for you to decide when you're ready. Life moves fast, and if you don't take action when the moment arrives, you may miss out on a chance that may never come back. This is why you can't waste time. Every moment is an opportunity to prove who you are and what you're made of. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed in the past or how many times you've been knocked down. What matters is how you use the present moment to push forward. As Seneca wisely said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Don't let life pass you by because you're too busy making excuses or waiting for the right time. The right time is now. And I want you to really reflect on this. What would your life look like if you didn't let opportunities slip away? How would things change if you recognized every moment as a chance to move closer to your goals? It's not about waiting for the world to change or for external circumstances to get better. It's about taking control and using what you have today. If you want to change your life, you don't have to wait for permission or for someone else to take the first step. You are the one who gets to choose how to respond to life's challenges. Every day you get to prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought, that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but rather the creator of your future. I'll leave you with this. You are responsible for your own life. You can't do the hard work for others, and no one can do it for you. The greatest investment you can make is in yourself. Find your why, dig deep, and don't waste a single opportunity to prove that you're capable of achieving more. The road ahead may not always be easy, but with each opportunity you seize and each moment you take action, you'll get closer to the person you're meant to become. Don't wait for life to happen. Make it happen. Remember, what we do now echoes in eternity. So start today, take responsibility, and create the life you know you deserve. Every day is a chance to build a future you can be proud of. 4. Overcoming fear and adversity. Life, as we know it, is not without its challenges. Every day we face pain, struggle, and adversity, whether it's the aches of the body or the weight of life's emotional burdens. But here's a truth that many overlook. Pain is not something to avoid. It's something we can use to fuel our growth. The obstacle is the way, as the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said. Every moment of suffering, every setback, and every moment of discomfort is a lesson in disguise. The key is not to be defeated by it, but to embrace it. Pain doesn't have to be an excuse to quit or give up. Rather, it can be a motivator, a reminder that you're still alive, still fighting, and still capable of growing. If you're hurt, frustrated, or struggling, don't look at it as a setback. Use it. Let it push you forward. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. It's a simple but powerful truth. Pain won't last forever, but the regret of not pushing through it will. Think about the athletes, the warriors, the leaders of history. They all faced hardship and struggle, but it was how they responded to it that determined their greatness. Every hardship you encounter is an opportunity to prove your resilience, to demonstrate that no matter what life throws at you, you will continue to press forward. Incorporating a fighting spirit into your daily life is essential if you want to move beyond your weaknesses and overcome the fear that holds you back. And make no mistake, fear is something we all face, but it doesn't have to control us. Every single day is a battle not just against external forces, but against ourselves. Every day is a chance to fight your fears, your doubts, and your weaknesses. It's easy to get complacent, to accept mediocrity, and to let life slip by, but you can't afford to do that. The world won't wait for you to get your act together. Time doesn't pause for anyone, and each day that you waste, you're giving up on the possibility of becoming the person you were meant to be. This is why it's so important to go the extra mile, to make fighting against your weaknesses and fears a part of your daily routine. It's about more than just doing what's expected of you. It's about giving everything you've got, going above and beyond, pushing past the limit of what you think you can do, and proving to yourself that you're capable of more. It's the small choices that add up, whether it's waking up earlier, doing one more rep, or deciding not to procrastinate. You see, overcoming fear doesn't always look like a big, dramatic moment. Often it's the quiet, consistent decisions you make every day that lead to massive transformation. In the words of Epictetus, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. It's the same with success and greatness. It's not about having the world handed to you, but about doing your part every single day and continually striving to be the best version of yourself. The fight against weakness, fear, and time is not a battle that is won once and for all. It's something you have to embrace as a part of your routine, as a fundamental aspect of your life. The goal is not to win once and quit. The goal is to become relentless, to never give up on yourself. Every day you wake up, it's a fresh opportunity to make the right choices, to go the extra mile, and to give your all. Life will continue to test you and you will continue to be challenged, but you can always choose how you respond. You can decide to use pain as fuel or let it break you. You can choose to fight when fear tells you to give up. You can choose to be the person who keeps going no matter what. Remember, the path to success and greatness is not easy. It never has been, and it never will be. But it's in those moments of struggle, those moments of fear, and those moments when you feel like quitting that you truly grow. The fight isn't over when you face adversity. It's only just begun. Each day is a new opportunity to challenge yourself, to do more than you thought possible, and to become the person you want to be. The difference between success and failure isn't how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get back up. Every time you push past the pain, Every time you make the right choice when it's hard, you are building a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. So keep fighting, keep moving forward, and never let fear or pain be the reason you stop. If you've made it this far, you're ready to turn your weaknesses into unstoppable strength. Drop a comment saying, "I am strong," to declare your commitment to growth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on notifications. More powerful lessons are coming your way. Stay tuned, the best is yet to come. 5. Facing challenges with determination. Life is full of challenges, some small, others so overwhelming they make you question everything. When faced with challenges, you have to make a decision. Will you let those obstacles define you, or will you rise above them? He who has a why to live can bear almost any how, as Nietzsche once said. When you fight for what truly matters, when you pour your energy, determination and resilience into overcoming life's struggles, you realize something profound. There's nothing to lose but the fear of failure. That's the paradox of challenges. The harder you fight, the stronger you become. Consider someone in modern life, a single parent balancing work, kids, and personal dreams. Every day may feel like a battle they can't win, yet they persist because they know what's at stake. Their unwavering commitment to their children, to building a better future, is what keeps them going. What are you fighting for? Whether it's your family, your career, or your personal growth, identifying your purpose is the first step in facing challenges head-on. Without a clear why, it's easy to give up when the going gets tough. Success will never come easy. Life won't hand you anything for free. You have to earn it. That's where unyielding determination comes in. Every successful person you admire, from Denzel Washington to everyday heroes, shares one thing in common. They refuse to give up. Denzel once said, "Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship." And he's right. It's not the comfortable moments that define us, but the difficult ones. When life gets hard, your mindset becomes your most powerful weapon. Do you tell yourself that it's too much, that you can't handle it? Or do you dig deep, remind yourself of what matters, and push forward anyway? In the story of a man who started with nothing but a dream, he worked long hours at a job he didn't love, faced rejection after rejection in his chosen field, and endured years of setbacks. But instead of giving up, he kept going. Why? Because his goal mattered more than the pain of the struggle, and eventually, through sheer hard work and perseverance, he achieved more than he ever thought possible. That's the mindset you need to cultivate, a mindset that refuses to break, no matter what life throws at you. What's stopping you from having that mindset? Is it fear of failure? Doubt in your abilities? Whatever it is, remember that the only way to succeed is to keep moving forward, one step at a time. Challenges are not meant to destroy you. They're meant to shape you. The question is, will you use those challenges as stepping stones to success, or will you let them block your path? The choice is yours. Yes, life will knock you down. Yes, there will be moments when it feels like the world is against you. But those are the moments that define who you are. Those are the moments when you discover what you're truly made of. At the end of the day, what matters is not how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you get back up. Remember, what we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly, as Thomas Paine wrote. The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. So keep fighting. Fight for your dreams, fight for your loved ones, and most importantly, fight for yourself. Life isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about facing them with determination and coming out stronger on the other side. Let today be the day you decide to never give up. Let today be the day you choose to fight for what matters most. 6. The balance between emotion and logic. Finding the right balance between emotion and logic is essential for success. Every single day you're faced with decisions that require not just one of these forces, but both. Emotion to fuel your drive, and logic to guide your actions. The key lies in understanding when each is needed most. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it, said Epicurus. When faced with tough choices or moments of doubt, your emotions will often be the driving force that pushes you forward. They are the fire that ignites your passion, the fuel that keeps you moving when logic would tell you to quit. But as powerful as emotions are, they can also cloud your judgment. They can lead you to make hasty decisions or act impulsively. That's where logic comes in. When emotions run too high, it's essential to take a step back, regain clarity, and apply rational thought to your actions. Think of a time when you were overwhelmed with frustration, perhaps even anger about a situation. In that moment, what did you do? Did you let your emotions control your actions? Or did you pause, take a deep breath, and let logic step in to guide your next move? You see, life is full of moments when emotions can either serve as a powerful ally or a dangerous foe. Emotions like fear, excitement, or passion can propel you toward greatness, but they must be tempered by logic. On the other hand, logic without emotion can lead to stagnation. It's like having a clear roadmap but no fuel to get you anywhere. There's no movement, no energy. But when you combine the two, emotion to ignite the spark and logic to chart the course, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Think about a time when you faced a challenging project or situation at work or in your personal life. You were driven by emotions, perhaps the desire to prove yourself or the fear of failure, but you also needed a strategy to break down the problem, plan your steps, and stay on track. That is the perfect blend of emotion and logic at work. The power of this balance is undeniable. In fact, it's the secret to overcoming challenges and achieving success. If you lean too much on emotion, you risk making rash decisions without thinking through the consequences. If you rely solely on logic, you may miss out on the passion and drive necessary to power through the hard times. Both are required, and both must be used in harmony. When you balance your emotions and logic, you tap into a source of strength that is greater than any single force. It's a dynamic combination that allows you to navigate life's challenges with both passion and precision. What we think, we become, said Buddha, reminding us that the way we manage our emotions and thoughts will shape the reality we live. If you think with a clear, balanced mind, you act with clarity and strength. If you let emotions lead without control, you risk spiraling into chaos. But if you let logic guide without passion, you risk becoming stagnant, devoid of energy or ambition. Balance is key. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become consumed by one side or the other. We live in a time of constant distractions and heightened emotions, where everything seems urgent and every decision feels like it carries the weight of the world. But in those moments of intense pressure, it's important to remember that you don't have to choose one over the other. Instead, cultivate the ability to harness both. For instance, consider someone who is struggling with a career decision. Emotions are running high. They may feel fear about making the wrong choice or excitement about a new opportunity. But it's the logical side that helps them weigh the pros and cons, consider the long-term impact, and decide what truly aligns with their values and goals. They need to trust their feelings, but also apply clear, rational thinking to ensure they don't make an impulsive decision. This is the balance you need in every aspect of your life. When emotions drive you forward, let logic steer the wheel. When logic feels cold and detached, let your emotions bring the fire. When you're facing a tough decision or moment of crisis, which side do you lean on more, your emotions or your logic? What would happen if you were able to blend both, using them to complement each other, instead of allowing one to dominate the other? In the end, finding that balance is not just about managing your actions. It's about finding peace within yourself. When you can control your emotions and apply logic with wisdom, you don't just succeed. You build a resilient mindset that can handle anything life throws your way. To be calm is the highest achievement of the self, said Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh. Achieving balance between emotion and logic gives you that calm, that clarity, and that ability to handle challenges with grace. It's not an easy task, and it won't happen overnight. But if you commit to strengthening both your emotional intelligence and your logical thinking, you will unlock a powerful tool to navigate life's hurdles and achieve your greatest goals. What's one area of your life where you think you could do better by balancing emotion and logic? How could you apply this balance to your everyday challenges to make better decisions and move forward with confidence? Take a moment to reflect on how you can use both of these forces to propel you toward success and the strength you need to overcome your obstacles. 7. Stamina over skill. Success is not solely about skill. It's easy to assume that the most talented people are the ones who make it to the top, but in truth, it's often the ones with the most stamina, the greatest resilience, and the deepest perseverance who achieve the most. In any area of life, whether in your career, personal goals, or relationships, the ones who endure, who refuse to quit when things get tough, are the ones who rise to the top. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery over oneself is not just about being skilled, it's about developing the grit and determination to keep going when the going gets tough. Life throws countless challenges our way. There will be moments when things seem impossible, when the obstacles appear insurmountable. It's in those moments, when the temptation to quit is strongest, that true success is decided. Many people fail not because they don't have the talent or ability to succeed, but because they lack the stamina to push through the tough times. It's easy to start something, but it takes real fortitude to finish it. Success comes to those who understand that hardships are part of the journey, and that it's not about how you begin, but how you finish. When you're facing setbacks, remind yourself that endurance is more important than immediate results. Often, what sets the successful apart from the rest isn't innate talent or intelligence. It's the willingness to outlast the difficulty, to keep showing up every day, and to persist even when things seem impossible. Think about the most successful people you know, whether in sports, business, or personal development. What do they have in common? It's not just that they are incredibly skilled, it's that they have learned how to outlast the inevitable setbacks, rejections, and failures along the way. They are committed to pushing forward when others would have given up. This is why stamina is so crucial. It allows you to persist when others have quit, to weather storms when others have abandoned ship. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it, as Epicurus put it. The road to success is not a straight path. It's filled with unexpected challenges, moments of doubt, and instances when giving up seems like the only option. But it's the ability to keep going, to find strength in your struggles, that will ultimately define your success. In modern life, especially in an age where we expect instant gratification, patience and persistence have become rare commodities. We live in a world that celebrates overnight success stories, but the truth is that lasting success is built on years of hard work, sacrifice, and persistence. We must be willing to put in the effort, to go the extra mile even when we don't see immediate results. This doesn't mean ignoring the importance of skill. It simply means recognizing that skill alone is not enough. Skill is important, but stamina is what keeps you going long enough to perfect that skill, to improve over time, and to achieve real mastery. It's also what keeps you going through the toughest times, when failure seems imminent, when you question if it's all worth it. Remember that success isn't just about how quickly you can reach your goal. It's about how long you can endure, how much stamina you can build, and how you respond when the path becomes difficult. The key to triumph lies in the willingness to outlast the struggle, to persevere no matter how tough it gets, and to believe that your endurance is more important than any temporary setback. Keep pushing forward, stay committed, and outlast the difficulty, because ultimately, success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. As Robert Collier said, the real victory is in the journey, and it's won by those who never give up. 8. Believing in yourself. Believing in yourself is one of the most powerful things you can do, especially when the road ahead seems uncertain or filled with obstacles. Every journey, whether it's toward personal growth, a career goal, or overcoming a challenge, is fraught with moments of doubt and hesitation. It's easy to listen to the voice in your head that says, "You're not good enough," or "This isn't meant for you," especially when setbacks occur. The truth is that every great achievement, every successful person, and every breakthrough begins with a belief that you are capable of achieving something greater. This is not just some positive thinking gimmick. It's a necessity for long-term success. In fact, as Denzel Washington once said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Your journey may not be smooth or instantaneous. Success doesn't come overnight, and if you're waiting for a moment when everything falls into place without struggle, you'll be waiting forever. True success is built over time, through persistence, commitment, and making the right choices every single day, even when the outcome seems distant. Consider the story of Michael Jordan, widely regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time. He was cut from his high school basketball team, a setback that could have shattered anyone's confidence. But Jordan didn't let this failure define him. Instead, he used it as fuel to drive his self-belief, practicing harder than anyone else, believing all along that he could overcome the odds. His success didn't come from innate talent alone. It came from an unwavering belief in himself, even when it seemed impossible. You too can achieve great things if you stay persistent. Keep choosing to push forward, and never let the noise of doubt drown out the power of your belief in yourself. There will be times when it feels like you're running on empty, when your energy is low, and when the weight of failure seems unbearable. But this is when self-belief becomes your most powerful tool. It's easy to be confident when things are going well, but the real test of your character is how much you trust yourself when the odds are stacked against you. When you're faced with adversity, will you hold on to the belief that you can still move forward, that you can still grow, adapt, and succeed? The answer to that question is what will define your journey. Life, much like sports or any craft, is not a linear path. It's filled with highs and lows, challenges and victories. But through it all, one thing remains constant: the power of self-belief. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about deciding, in the face of adversity, that you are capable of overcoming whatever stands in your way. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that the obstacles you face are not just barriers. They are the very things that can propel you forward if you choose to face them with a mindset of determination and belief. Every difficulty you encounter is an opportunity for growth. So let me ask you this: what's the biggest challenge in your life right now? What's that voice of doubt telling you? And more importantly, what would happen if you chose to believe in yourself, to press forward with resilience even when the path seems unclear? The truth is, by believing in yourself, you unlock the power to keep going when others might give up. Self-belief isn't just about being confident in your abilities. It's about having faith that you can learn, adapt, and improve as you go along. It's about understanding that setbacks don't define you. They refine you. And every choice you make, no matter how small, adds up to create the person you become. The key to long-term success lies not in immediate gratification, but in your ability to keep believing in yourself, even when the world around you doubts you. Whether you're pursuing a dream, working toward a goal, or simply trying to improve your life, the most important factor is your belief in your own potential. When you believe in yourself, you can weather any storm, overcome any obstacle, and achieve things you once thought impossible. So today, I challenge you: believe in yourself. Trust that you have the strength and perseverance to succeed. Keep moving forward, step by step, no matter how difficult the journey. Because success isn't just about skill or talent. It's about believing in your ability to keep going. As Denzel Washington put it, You will face your greatest opposition when you are closest to your biggest miracle. Keep going, and trust that your belief in yourself will lead you to the success you desire. Congratulations on investing in yourself today. If you're ready to take on life's challenges with strength and resilience, comment, "I will rise," and share your commitment with us. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of inspiration. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Stay strong, stay focused. 9. The power of resilience, persistence, and self-belief. In life, it's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get back up. We all face failures, setbacks, and challenges. The key to success isn't avoiding failure. It's learning how to rise after every fall to keep moving forward no matter what. Resilience is the foundation of every success story. Just like Denzel Washington says, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." That means, even when you stumble, even when life knocks you down, it's your ability to stand back up and keep going that will determine your future. How often have you faced a challenge that seemed impossible, only to push through and realize you were capable of more than you imagined? Every moment of struggle holds an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Now, let's talk about self-motivation, something every one of us needs if we are to achieve our goals. You can't rely on others to motivate you to do the hard work. Yes, encouragement from others is great, but ultimately, it's your responsibility to find your own why. What drives you to keep pushing? What fuels your fire when the going gets tough? The only way to do great work is to love what you do, as Steve Jobs wisely said. This means that your passion, your reasons for fighting, must come from within. Think about the times you've achieved something great. Were you waiting for someone else to push you, or did you take the first step yourself? When you truly connect with your inner drive, you find that no external motivation is needed. You become your own greatest supporter. It's in the quiet moments, when no one is around, that your own willpower must rise up and keep you moving forward. So, what is your why? If you haven't figured it out yet, take time to reflect and connect with what truly motivates you. We all have weaknesses. We all have flaws, and there's no shame in that. The key, however, is not to let them define you. Instead, turn those weaknesses into strengths. Think about it. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't start out perfect. They faced their weaknesses head-on, accepted them, and then worked relentlessly to turn them into assets. Every weakness you acknowledge and face is an opportunity to build resilience, to build your strength. Take a moment to reflect. What is that one area of your life where you feel weak or defeated? How can you transform that very weakness into a stepping stone for success? The process of turning weaknesses into strengths requires patience, discipline, and relentless effort. But it's also incredibly empowering. When you begin to master what once held you back, you realize that nothing is truly impossible. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. Improvement isn't a one-time effort, it's a continuous, daily battle. Every single day is a chance to prove yourself, to become a better version of who you were yesterday. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out, as Robert Collier once said. Think about how you've improved over the years. It's not the big moments, but the small, consistent actions that make all the difference. Every decision you make, every habit you form, is a step toward a better future. Some days may be harder than others, but remember this: every step, no matter how small, counts. You're in a daily battle with your own limitations, and every choice you make to rise above those limitations is a victory. Now, let's address the importance of balance and persistence. Life is not just about emotional drive or logical strategy. It's about finding a balance between the two. Sometimes we get so caught up in the emotions of a situation that we forget to use logic to guide us. At other times, we might be so focused on being logical that we lose touch with the passion that first motivated us. The true art of success lies in balancing both. Your emotions can fuel your drive, giving you the energy to push through, but without a clear plan, that energy might be wasted. Conversely, logic helps you create the strategy and goal, but without emotion, it can feel cold and uninspiring. Success requires both, the fire of emotion and the clarity of logic. And most importantly, success requires persistence. It's easy to start strong, but the real challenge is sticking with it when things get tough. Life will test you, and it will push you to your limits, but it's in those moments of hardship that your persistence will determine whether you succeed or not. So I ask you, what is your balance right now? Are you relying too much on one side, either emotion or logic, and forgetting the other? The key to a fulfilling life is to find harmony between both, and to persist in the face of challenges. The lessons from resilience, self-motivation, turning weaknesses into strengths, daily improvement and balance, aren't just philosophical ideals. They are practical tools you can use every single day. By applying these principles, you can build a life that is not only successful, but meaningful. Remember, every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow. Every failure is a lesson. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you want to become. Success isn't a destination, it's a journey. And the way you handle each part of that journey is what will define you. Remember, the most powerful thing is a determined mind. Tell yourself it's possible. Keep moving forward and don't let anything hold you back. You've got this. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life. And be sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming content designed to help you grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Keep fighting, keep growing, and always remember, strength comes from within.